into each other's style, you know, because they're obviously going to know each other inside out when it comes to playing Quake.
It's the game within the game then,
exactly.
Isn't it?
Do you adapt your style? It's going to be very difficult to do, but obviously we're going to be able to find out here in just a few moments, as Runes of Sarnath will be our first map, and we'll have brother versus brother and the exact same champion lineups out of both players.
Again, we have got the Anarchy that has been banned, and we've also got the Ranger. cYpheR was using Anarchy on Ruins actually in the 2 versus 2, and ended up being very effective. I was skeptical at first, but he did a very, very good job with it. Ranger has been eliminated from the champion pool from cYpheR, so clearly feeling that there's some kind of threat with the champion there. I think that's got to be far more specific to av3k though. It's not like the Galena Visor Eisen bans that we've been seeing.
Right.
However, Jason, it appears we're here.
All right, so let's get into this one. This is our first map here in a best of 5 of our 3rd semifinal of the day. Who's going to come out the victor, and who unfortunately has to go home?
Well, we are going to be setting off on av3k's point of view, as he's going to be getting the heavy army spawn, almost running straight into a totem in the first 5 seconds. That would be probably a bad omen. And a pretty sick rail from cYpheR, but it is exchanged from the piercing side and the follow-up as well. av3k spills first blood so rapidly.
So if I'm not mistaken, av3k had the heavy spawn, did he not? And cYpheR had the mega spawn. Instead of going for mega, he dropped to rail and didn't even pick that one up, which is why he died to the double rail out of av3k.
That's what I was so surprised actually that I saw the frag happen. Yeah. I was expecting him to carry on and regain some resources somewhere on the map.
So again, the game within the game there. Yeah. cYpheR trying to maybe read into that, you know, maybe expecting av3k to think he was going to be going that direction, but it doesn't pay off for cYpheR. And av3k does get the first frag of the round. And most importantly, he's able to maintain his visor into this matchup, which we've seen just be such a strong factor. That piercing sight is insane. And of course, the LG coming out of av3k as well. Wow. Able to get cYpheR relatively low, even though he did have mega.
He's going to get himself above that 90 health threshold. There is a light armor up at the top. Going to just check that there's no aggression from cYpheR, and he might even cruise around the heavy armor as cYpheR's a bit late to get there. He has a good rocket, but it won't prevent av3k from picking up the item. Exchange on the rails. Tough to call who's really got an advantage now.
Still being super aggressive considering he is railable now. Look at the next shot, and again, cYpheR's going to miss out on that one, and av3k hits 2 back-to-back. Impressive is definitely the word to say about that one. And now he's going to have mega off the back of that too. He is looking fantastic so far.
It's just ballsy. I mean, the fact that he's going for that rail when he's also vulnerable, again, he's got to feel that cYpheR's not expecting it, or just that cYpheR's not going to be able to deal with that type of pressure. I don't know. cYpheR's yet to be able to pop up as we're only in round 1. They're going to run into each other at the top of the bounce pad. av3k is going to secure the first round of the series.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty much what you expect to happen at the end of that round there, considering he already had heavy picked up too. He had the stack advantage, and now he has the round advantage as we're underway here with our second round. I would imagine this time cYpheR would be starting with Visor instead of Galena, and most likely, okay, you're actually going for Eisen. Sorry, you just go Visor last second, sorry. And he's not going to let Mega go this time. He's going to pick that one up right away.
Yeah, I don't want to get double railed and already lose a life so early on. He just puts you on the back foot way too hard. Small rail angle, he won't find that one. He's still preserving that piercing sight, and now he's going to be able to follow up damage when cYpheR's more vulnerable. You know what? The lightning gun is just immense. He gets himself another frag, and it almost felt as if he didn't even need to use the piercing sight.
Yeah, not at all. Just use it for the confirmation kill. Make sure to have the champion lead. And again, av3k's LG, you know, screw it, not even his LG. His gameplay this entire tournament has just been so spot on that I think most people out there should find it hard to vote against him. But it is cYpheR. Like, the thing is, these are 2 legendary players in their own rights. But I feel like av3k still has advantage. He's been able to peak in this tournament and be consistent, whereas cYpheR has just been having those hit or miss moments.
I mean, aside from the obvious brilliance of, oh, hang on, we could get a frag on here too. Great rockets. He's going to be able to pick him up once more. There is a totem that he's going to get rid of. Has the rail. cYpheR does go for the repeat, but he has 100 health. Just to lead up, besides from that Liquid's brilliance, I really feel like av3k's been one of their standout players this entire tournament, even alongside the great plays from AMD. Just individual performance from av3k has been almost unparalleled.
He's stuck in this position too. He doesn't have piercing side up. He has the LG, and cYpheR has the mega picked up on top. The rail's gonna come in. He's done so good damage. I think he almost knew, yeah, most likely gonna die in this situation. And now it comes down to, can I spot out cYpheR on my respawn and catch him before he's able to restock back up?
To fade away and get heavy armor early on, so despite withstanding some injuries, he's not in bad shape at all. There's the rockets on the side, he's got the trifecta, he's even going to get the mega health, so not a bad recovery whatsoever.
I mean, cYpheR, he had to let that one go considering the stack he did have. He's going to be back to full natural. And again, we did see cYpheR go for the challenge out towards Nail Room when we saw av3k drop in towards Heavy. So instead of backing out towards his Omega, he tried a challenge, which did a lot of damage to av3k. And again, we'll be saying this a lot, the game within the game here. And this rush out of LG is going to be looking good. He does miss quite a few cells there and does get caught by the turret and some rockets. So cYpheR able to get back on the board again and maintain a champion lead.
I think it's av3k, he saw the prize was there. He caught cYpheR with his rail out. cYpheR missed that initial rail shot, but then he just walked into so much damage afterwards, the totem combination, rockets and so on. And cYpheR, he's under pressure immediately. av3k finally is able to get some small revenge in this round. We've got one champion left each, it's Aizen.
Good sign out of cYpheR though for me to see him, you know, be able to pick up this many frags in this round. You know, he's starting to warm up, it seems. He can't take that first round to heart too much. av3k's gonna be coming in. Nice damage, nice double damage as well there. You can see hitting the Sentry turret and Aizen. But av3k's able to get the Mega in the meantime, and now 100 HP and 10 armor. cYpheR has to go on the run here.
Yeah, he needs 30 seconds or so because he's going to lose out on the heavy armor. I don't know if he's going to be able to challenge for that. He might run into av3k, but av3k just doesn't catch him creeping up on the hallway. cYpheR with the light armor, he definitely needs to get hold of another at some point. Just here's the rail floating behind us. He's going to know roughly what side of the map av3k's on.
3 minutes and 30 seconds in, and you see cYpheR patiently waiting for that next opportunity, trying to get that stack back up on that armor.
Oh.
I think the light towards J spot should be up momentarily, if I'm not mistaken.
The LG! It's just there, go on, third time lucky. Hey. And he's so careful to go back because it's those small moments within a Quake game that you can lose your chances. Oh, he does kill the turret. We didn't get that follow-up rail from av3k, but he's still massively in control compared to cYpheR. And he's going to look to close in on him soon, take full advantage. The rockets from cYpheR are brilliant. Is he able to follow up with any further damage? There's a turret right next to him. Oh, that's safe, it's all good. Calm down, Zoo.
It's his own turret, don't worry.
It's okay.
But the thing is, he has Mega picked up, yes, but he doesn't have any stack of armor. You can see av3k trying to challenge out towards this light. And av3k could ideally keep him locked in this position if he wants to. cYpheR's able to just sneak away. But again, he doesn't have any control of the items. Hell, I don't even think he has the full timing of at least Heavy here at the moment.
Wise turret. Oh, that was nasty. And av3k, he just strings two together. cYpheR, he can do nothing but watch. That was some impressive shots from av3k's side. cYpheR's going to have to respect that aim. It's one of the things, again, with the performance, it's been the aim from av3k has been massively consistent throughout the weekend.
The thing is, av3k's been, I want to say almost generally quiet this entire year. I'm trying to think about any tournaments he had any big breakthroughs. We did have Dreamhack Winter with him and Kilson. They did relatively well with Big. Tours definitely didn't work out for av3k cYpheR the way they wanted to.
No, true. Below expectations in Tour.
I mean, this is the chance for at least one of these two players to break through, because the winner of this would go on to play against the winner of Cooler and Claws, which is our next match, and that is a match and a half.
I do feel like, besides the QuakeCon duel, av3k's been really, really well prepared, though, for every single event. The 2v2 at QuakeCon, I mean, it was very, very good from him. So I'm still expecting good shape over here. cYpheR with the tri-ball just trying to fend av3k away. cYpheR needs to get himself on the scoreboard, really.
Big delay, though, between the two piercing sights. av3k waiting until about 40 seconds in before he did use his first one, where, of course, av3k used it basically right off the bat, which now gives him the advantage to know exactly where cYpheR's going to be. You can see directly above him, going to jump across, hits the rail as well. Gets some good damage in, but not enough to really make any sort of kill attempt.
It's 52% rail accuracy for av3k compared to cYpheR's 38%. Also twice the rail damage from av3k to go with that.
He shot twice. He's shot over 10 shots more, or 10 shots more exactly. So really showing some reliance, but also showing that av3k's working these rail angles to his advantage.
Completely. cYpheR knows he's just taking the heavy armor. Is he going to be able to get a little bit of damage? It needs to be unreturned. That's the difficult bit for cYpheR. He has to get some unreturned damage so that afterwards he's able to challenge for a major item and work his way into control. But as av3k continuously piling on that pressure, he gets that rail unreturned.
av3k just got the full control. He's gonna have Mega picked up here. cYpheR most likely wanted to challenge out towards Heavy, but it's still gonna be so difficult, especially with av3k rushing straight in. But gets the initial LG damage, but he just doesn't have the stack to compete with here. And av3k, well, av3k won't get the frag, but cYpheR will help him out here. And now av3k again with the lead.
I think cYpheR could have backed off onto the heavy armor just then if he had the perfect timing for it, but he chose to go forward, defend his position a little more. He did brilliant damage, but because he lost the fight, av3k immediately able to get back into control with the item rotation just very, very shortly ahead of him. This is great LG from cYpheR, but that is the mega health to contest with. One more kill for av3k, and he's one frag away from a dominant map 1 victory.
av3k is fraggable here. He's just trying to take away this heavy in the meantime, maybe get his stack built up as well. And a great timing on the piercing sight for it to be available right on that respawn for cYpheR, so he knows exactly where he can and cannot go. And that was a legitimate chance that av3k could pull off a 3-0 here. I was expecting cYpheR to maybe get the refrag. av3k almost has that full HP and has Mega again off to his side, just out-positioning cYpheR here.
It is av3k's map pick, after all. So I guess you'd expect it to favor him, but definitely not by as much as this. There's going to be a re-engagement of there from cYpheR, but av3k drops down. He's going to secure Ruins of Sarnath, take a lead in this third quarterfinal of the day.
He's looking good. I mean, the thing is, people always talk about when you peak in a tournament, when does it happen? Obviously, very early on is not the situation that you want to have your greatest performance, but av3k has just been so consistent.
He's been amazing the whole tournament.
I want to say either he's been hitting his peak the entire tournament, but the other scary thought is knowing maybe he hasn't hit his peak yet and he's still playing this well.
Well, sometimes cYpheR can be slow into a series. We've seen it a lot of times. The amount of times you can go 1 map down or 2 maps down and still make a full comeback in the series, you never count out cYpheR. Too many people have made that mistake and been punished by just losing 3 straight maps in a row afterwards.
I mean, you see as well, I was looking at cYpheR's Twitter yesterday after their loss and even after their victories that they had. He was still very unhappy. Even though they won the matches and they're able to, get further in the tournament, he was unhappy with his own performance. And I think that's kind of been the general story of cYpheR this entire year, because he's always been, even thinking back to Italy last year, he was very disappointed with his performance. He wanted to show everyone that he deserves the support that he's given, and he's been unable to hit that kind of point yet in Quake Champions. So it's kind of a shame for him, but I hope that drive sticks with them.
For the duel, I think it's been a good performance for him so far, but I actually, ahead of the tournament, I expected him to go a little bit further. Obviously, we can speculate on bracket outcomes and so on and so forth. av3k is kind of a potential kryptonite to that further progression in the tournament, but it's still possible. I think a lot of people might suspect that this could be a walkover given how map 1 went. I'm not expecting that at all. This is a map that cYpheR is incredible on, so I feel that the pressure is going to come. And maybe a slash?
Maybe. It is a potential with Anarchy being banned away. I just want to say as well, this has been a stacked tournament. cYpheR played against Rafa in the upper side of the bracket and lost, unfortunately. Then he went on to beat Razy to actually qualify through, where av3k beat Tox. And I know Tox didn't look as good today against Rafa as he's looked previously, but that's because Rafa is a beast. But they've all had to beat some insanely hard opponents to get here, and they definitely deserve to be in this position.
Definitely. Well, they'll mull things over as they move into Blood Covenant. We did see the slash pick from cYpheR in the end, so I'm curious whether he's going to be going for the first pick. I won't be surprised if it's first pick. You can get some immediate item control and get onto that railgun.
I was always hoping to see Athena, actually, out of av3k, because Tox, you saw in Blood Covenant against Rafa today, he just had basically no idea what to do.
Athena was incredible.
Rafa can play 3D, whereas Tox can only play 2D. You can only play on the floor, right? So thinking about where they can come from, not only on the ground, but up above you, and mid-fight grapples was definitely difficult for Tox to deal with. Loaded into Blood Covenant, av3k with the 1-0 lead. Can he maintain this lead and grow it even further? Or will cYpheR be able to take the map of his choosing?
Well, it does look like cYpheR won't go slash first. We will get a visor mirror. And he will get mega health. We'll put aside the self-damage. Well, at least one of the very important weapons is now being picked up. Fading in a bit, the algae damage is good. av3k's got to be very careful. Tri-bolt, only small bits of damage, but every little helps.
But again, very distinct styles when it comes to visor. Where av3k uses that piercing sight right off the bat, and cYpheR holds on to it for about 20 to 30 seconds of time. Kind of reminiscent of the way cooLer was actually playing him in the initial beginning of Visor's rise to fame.
Another shot on the side. Wow, there's got piercing sight rail from av3k, and he gave a tiny window of opportunity for cYpheR to return fire.
I mean, so that's the up and down side, right? If you hold on to your piercing sight, you can catch them when they least expect it, when they're trying to push towards you. But if you don't use it right away, in this situation, if you're av3k and you did, you're going to have it up quicker and have the opportunity to punish them for not using it right off the beginning.
I think we've seen a lot from av3k that he's not the type of person who's just going to use it immediately off cooldown. He's going to wait for the right moment, between the items. He won't do it while he's necessarily in a position he wants to be hyper defensive, unless he's massively out of control.
He used it to get damage done, and almost every time he's been piercing side, he's been doing just that. Great little rail coming through, as well as the rocket out of cYpheR to do some damage to Avik. But again, look at the stack and look at the discrepancy now between Mega and Heavy. I don't know how cYpheR's going to be able to challenge on Heavy. If anything, use that rail, get a couple of shots and maybe get some damage to Avik with, hopefully for cYpheR's sake, for unreturned. And there you go, that's the first shot he needed.
And somehow, okay, he does eventually take a rail shot. He has put the piercing sight out. There's no light armor, so he's incredibly vulnerable. Avik, though, he doesn't want to overcommit to anything when we've got major items that are currently up. And it's not a bad decision at all from cYpheR. He should be able to get the mega health in just a few short moments.
Hopefully he looks that way to see if it is up.
Is he going there? I think he's still respecting a lot that Avik could come barreling across catwalk.
Oh yeah, you saw there was almost a pixel there for Avik to shoot. Even drop it into lower banana, not going to have an angle, unfortunately. The pace of this map has definitely slowed down for Rinza enough, I'd say.
I think cYpheR is trying to just slowly work his way back into the game.
He's looking for the rail.
Grip pots. There's 2 in a row. This is a lot of pressure. Even with that damage from Avik, this should be a frag from cYpheR. He's on the board. He has an advantage. 2.5 minutes to go in the round. And he's going to defend himself on the mega health. We've got the punch coming across, but you'll not kill somebody. That's going to be Avik falling once again.
So cYpheR, off the back of those double rails at Heavy, was able to actually get a strong hold on this round at least. 3 minutes in, we're gonna go for the rocket jump up to bridge. Unfortunately, gonna miss the first time, but not the second. Here's exactly where Avik's gonna be, but that rail connects. He does barely get himself above railable health. Oh! And there you go, the rocket to rail combo. Nothing sweeter in FPS games, and cYpheR does take the first round.
I think that's good to see. We saw Rinza sign off. We can put that past us now. cYpheR's on the board here on his own map pick, and I think he's starting to regain some confidence in the series. Again, it's back into that very heavy mental game versus his brethren. Avik trying to pressure over on the Heavy, gets a little damage, reduces that overstack, and now he'll back up and get his own major items. Oh, the pressure straight away from Avik. I think he even tried to get another rail angle.
Avik actually delayed his piercing sight this round too, but oh my god, these shots out of Avik are fantastic. And again, he is still yet to use the piercing sight.
That wasn't piercing sight, what the hell?
Neither of them are using it.
That one was, okay. One rocket over here, there's a shotgun. It was at mid sort of range. He's got to back away, it's a race to the machine gun. And it is going to be a race that Avik will win. He's got the Heavy to fall back on. So despite being weak, he can maybe look to punish. However, I'm just starting to look at the ammunition on his weapons. It's just a momentary cause for concern. Nail gun out, cYpheR going in heavy-handed with the slash, but it is a mutual frag. The projectiles end up finishing cYpheR off.
Now Galena versus Galena, and cYpheR down to his last champion. I want to assume things are going to slow down here. The Avik's in a rough spot, trying to pick up the Heavy in 3 seconds. He doesn't have rail. He only has the machine gun to shoot from long range, and cYpheR needs to hit these shots. He needs to punish him. He's going to miss out on this one. Avik's going to get it almost scotch-free as he does take the final rail on the exit.
Yeah, Avik still throwing those rockets around. Goes up the bounce pad, presses forward a little bit, doesn't ledge grab straight on the back, but cYpheR's hitting some extraordinary rail shots at the moment.
He missed rocket twice, and now he only has the lightning gun to play up in close range. cYpheR's not able to hit the shot with the rocket there, but still, Avik is not safe.
If it was a different weapon, if he went for lightning gun or machine gun, I'm pretty sure he would have got the kill. He's going to go up the bounce pad. Avik still weak and still trying to escape. cYpheR should be able to get the Heavy and quickly rocket jump up the bridge and pressure the mega health.
Still has no weapons here, Avik, and he's running out of machine gun ammo too. He's got some off towards the right-hand side. 5 bullets left. The LG doesn't have quite the range to go that far against cYpheR, and he's just trying to figure out how can I save my stack. And he does it by some great jukes and getting a little bit lucky with cYpheR not hitting some shots, but still his weaponry is not great.
Feels like it's been like this for ages, actually.
It does.
Well, there will be the Heavy scene. He's going to back up.
Totem.
Oh. Surely I don't know if he'll turn around if he's continuously focusing on cYpheR. But it would only be 50 damage now to take, and pop.
I think it popped right before the Heavy too, didn't it? Or was it right after the Heavy?
Right after.
Okay. A little unfortunate then. Trying to get towards the rail here. cYpheR's actually, you can see, trying to protect it. But some good nail damage done. Does finally pick up another one of the big 3 weapons.
Good rails. Doesn't land the follow-up. There's the elusive rockets that he'd still like to pick up.
Oh, he's got no ammo on machine gun. He's got no ammo on rail. Luckily for him, the LG is perfect for the spot for bridge, but cYpheR didn't want to go for the challenge here, and eventually he's going to have to pick up the pace. I mean, we're 3 minutes in this round. He's got 2 minutes left to work with here, and he's still down that one champ.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this cYpheR that has to do the work. av3k's only trying to mitigate the maximum harm that could happen. Just making sure you're at least even in the fights, at least even in control.
I feel like av3k has the better side of the map too, considering we do have double Galena. If you get those totems stacked down, you're going to have your free mega health, and you don't have to worry about picking up that item. And you have heavy to back into. The rail's just not quite going to connect here. I think both players have only one totem down at the moment. I would imagine cYpheR, yeah, there we go. av3k going to put down a second. And this is where things get very dangerous, because he's going to have his third momentarily, and then he's going to have such a massive stack advantage that I don't know if cYpheR can compete. But again, av3k 3 minutes in, you know, however long in on Galena, still does not have rockets.
I'm just looking at rail accuracies at the moment. They're both 44, 43. 44 for av3k, but damage overall is ever slightly in favor of cYpheR. But it's still very even. Controls even.
Oh no.
The whole lot is even.
So with av3k killing that totem, cYpheR knows that he's towards mega side, which allows cYpheR to pick up the heavy without worrying too much.
Ooh, some triples there.
Yeah, he has a massive lead now, considering cYpheR has to think about one turret down, if anything. He's going to catch him on the transition towards heavy. The LG is doing some decent work. You can see the stack just melted away. cYpheR's actually fighting back really well with the rail again. av3k just barely skates by and does get the round on the board.
That was an insane fight from cYpheR, to be honest. I can't believe he brought it so close.
Yeah, he was at
to
a disadvantage, massive.
Like the dodge going up the stairs, and he goes even up the other miniature stairs. I thought those normally would be very obvious angles, but somehow he made it look so unpredictable.
He's going to catch him on the bounce pad. A little bit of damage here or there. I'm not expecting any real kill potential here. In the meantime, he's actually going to just rocket jump back to rail, pick up heavy. Where's cYpheR at, though? I'm a little bit sad to not see Slash first pick, but I understand. Yeah. Like, when they pick Visor against you, you kind of have to play Visor as well.
Yeah, definitely. You get absolutely cut off. Read too easily on your paths. Obviously, you can see them coming. Walking to those rocket to rail combos can absolutely be deadly.
Timing.
Just looking away at the wrong moment. He does still manage to find the rail angle. Gonna find another unbelievable from av3k.
He's punishable now. I mean, yes, he might be able to pick up heavy, but if av3k hears this, he can easily punish him. He does miss that rail. Unfortunately, the heavy's not been secured. He's got piercing sight, which he could have used coming around the corner for that guaranteed rail, or a more likely chance to hit the rail. But cYpheR does live to see another day, at least for now.
His rail seems better without piercing sight, if I'm honest. He's hitting some ridiculous, just flat rails. They're fantastic. He knows exactly where cYpheR's at, hovering around. He's going to be rewarded with the light armor. And now mega health has been taken by cYpheR, who's got a far superior stack. Could possibly go to over 300 collective health and armor. And av3k sees that it's up. I think he picked up the shotgun, so the sound cue is there. And cYpheR punishes him with some damage.
Good reaction of av3k too. Instead of looking for the angle, so he backs off hearing the initial jump, initial bounce, to prevent cYpheR from rushing him down. cYpheR, speaking of rushing down, he's going to look to go in. He's going to look to jump from pillar to pillar. The rockets are bouncing him around. The bounce pack going to come in as well. The rocket gun and the rail. That's so much damage being done. But av3k down to 36 HP. No rockets left. Does have 3 rail shots, but cYpheR can survive the first rail.
av3k's no longer railed either. That's really sick damage. The rocket to rail combination. He's got some tribal to be concerned with. But he edges back. There's a light armor down in pillars. There's even some hourglasses. He's not looking too bad. He's going to find some LG damage on cYpheR going up the bounce pad. Has to go even. This fight is so close with 15 health left. av3k secures a small lead.
And av3k was in like the worst position to fight LG versus LG, considering he had nowhere to really move from side to side, making it very easy for cYpheR to track. That rocket is going to bounce him with some decent damage. But again, you can see av3k down very low on health. He's got to retreat away. And there we go, cYpheR going straight for the fight, and cYpheR gets it. And he should get heavy for his troubles.
av3k was firing some shots, didn't quite hear the sound cues necessarily that cYpheR was chasing down from below. av3k just goes up the bounce pad regardless. He goes for the dangerous play, but is rewarded very well for it. He should be able to commit to this, especially after the mega health's been taken. Has got Tribolt. Can he find the splash damage in time? There it is. It's going to be one more for av3k.
Now it's going to be Slash, which we know cYpheR is a damn good Slash player. He's going to run straight into av3k here, who hits with the double rocket, the 1-2 punch. Not quite like kills him, but does with the rockets in the end. And there we go, av3k 1 round away from being up 2-0.
Yeah, he's looking really good despite cYpheR being so strong out of the gates on Blood Covenant. It's the av3k show once again. Let's see if cYpheR has something to respond. We are in a best of 5 scenario, so the map point for av3k doesn't mean he's through to the semis straight away. He'll still have another map to work on.
I almost want to see av3k versus Rafa in the grand finals just to see how that match would go.
It's definitely a possibility.
Like, even though Rafa's, I mean, he didn't get much sleep last night from the adrenaline of winning the 2v2 tournament, he was still looking amazing so far today. And we got to see Athena for the first time in competitive play in an official match. And no, cYpheR might get caught here. av3k's on the charge, and cYpheR just doesn't have the HP to survive. He does have about 1 HP left, though. But 1 HP is not going to be enough, and av3k still will get the frag.
So dominant. I'm not sure why cYpheR wanted to move into that fight. He does manage to get there heavy. He's not taken any damage yet, and that chip away with the machine gun does force av3k out of there, but he has the mega health. The piercing sight will give him information. Is he going to be able to follow into the fight? Well, blocks the jump across, and cYpheR just moves away from the bounce pad. That would have been a very easy angle for av3k to land a rail or machine gun and so on.
Even with piercing sight, though, the speed that cYpheR can move. See him now, speaking of him, trying to push him with the LG, actually doing so much damage to him. av3k,
okay.
Even with the superior stack, gonna lose out on that fight. And the respawn's not great for cYpheR.
The Stellar Shot does eliminate the totem. He might try and race over. There's no light armor. Missing that extra health or armor is not going to make him confident moving into a major item position. av3k hasn't even taken the mega yet. He's kind of making the timing difference between the heavy and mega very, very different. A total upset ends.
Honestly, not sure if cYpheR did hear what was picked up too, because av3k did take so long, and cYpheR was moving across the map. You can see him trying to get in position towards heavy. Mega gonna be on the side of av3k, and cYpheR still trying to fight back here. The rail's not gonna land. Can he be punished off the Zoot?
Wow, the LG finding him on the blood pool, but av3k is able to defend just in time. It was a really brave attack from cYpheR. His timing on the heavy was flawless, but was not able to execute some good dodging plays from av3k.
Good rail. Getting some damage in, punishing av3k there. Yeah, you can't really afford to go up that bounce pad, at least with av3k watching guard from that spot. And that was a fantastic rocket, and the LG to come out. cYpheR,
wow.
He is so low on health. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he had like 2 points of health there, something like that. I was worried that av3k was saving that totem for such a long time, but actually used it at exactly the right moment in combat. Got the health, and if cYpheR stuck around, he would have taken totem damage or something along those lines. However, cYpheR's recovered very well with the mega. He's found the armor too. So now he will look to find a good position to re-engage. He needs to get a frag, otherwise he's going to end up losing this map. 1 good rail, unreturned damage. What is there to follow up?
Well, not that rail, but at least the second one will connect. You see av3k just so low on health. cYpheR gonna try to catch him over towards shotgun, but av3k's smart enough backing away for in the meantime. You can tell cYpheR really wants this frag. He needs this to just equalize things. But the upside is he has about 2 minutes to play for, at least in this round.
And we've gone back to a similar situation to before the last 2 rotations, I believe. cYpheR is still able to pressure. av3k, he needs to find the early damage if he wants to switch the situation. Just find him down at lightning gun. Up the corridor, but you can't chase that. It's too harsh a choke point. Just pulls away from that angle before he was probably granted an opportunity for a rail shot. Double rocket jump, actually. There's a lot of health and armor invested into that, and av3k is even going to get position onto the mega. cYpheR all of a sudden has to forfeit this. He does get the light armor. It's going to look back in and catches av3k while he's out in the air. But the rockets from av3k are sublime. 1 more map goes his way, Jason.
I mean, the upside for cYpheR, at least he was able to take 1 round here, where previously he was unable to get any on Rune to Sarnath, but still moving into Blood Run, which would be av3k's choice of map now. Things are going to get very, very difficult here for cYpheR, considering his back's up against the wall. He's down 2-0.
Again, I did preface it before that he can go 2-0 down and still make a comeback, but I was still expecting something far stronger on Blood Covenant. I was expecting that round 1 to carry on into a few more of the rounds.
Yeah. I mean, he had like some good opportunities. It's just that av3k was able to come back. There are some great moments where we did see cYpheR able to out-time av3k and force the fight right when he's able to pick up an item. But just in the end, Avic just proved to be too strong, and I don't know what cYpheR can do into this third map. I mean, he might have the history of being able to come back 2-0, but with the way Avic's playing, he's not really giving cYpheR many opportunities to get in this.
He's absolutely rock solid. He seems to be expecting all of the plays from cYpheR. He's doing damage at all of the items, and every time there's an angle that cYpheR's looking for, it seems largely that Avic's aware of that. Or if he's taking the damage, it's not in a crucial position where it's going to totally destroy his control or something like that.
I mean, the thing is, Avic, you saw him yesterday in 2, he's able to skate by in one of their prior matches, and in his face, able to pull off the 50-49 victory. He saw what it meant to him. But now I think he realizes I'm one map away. Like, we could see Avic in the semifinals.
Let's see the champion compositions that we get. We have Visor first from cYpheR. I suspect not too dissimilar from Avic. There we go.
There's no Ranger as well, since he's been banned away here on Blood Run.
True.
Or on the series.
Okay, Galena. Good. Holding those points. You can maybe stack a couple of them through secrets. I don't know if we'll get that from Avic. Maybe going for Doom, actually. A full mirror. We've seen a little bit of Doom today, actually, in the duels. Especially the most notable Doom presence at the end of the Killson Agent series.
Yeah. Well, you did hear 40 Lions and Ketchup talk earlier on about, you know, Doom, his upside, he's really good at dodging rockets. The downside, he's very susceptible to LG because of the double jump, leaving you in the air a lot longer. Nick's in the same kind of rate as well, but the fact that you can jump off a wall does kind of surprise you sometimes when trying to LG here. But Blood Run here, Zoot. Will this be our final map, or will we see cYpheR take us to a 4th? Only time will tell.
Yeah, let's find out. Guys, we are moving into the game in just a short couple of seconds. Let's see which champions we're going to be picking up. I'm suspecting Visor. It looks like that's going to be the case. We are on board with cYpheR. He does get the heavy, doesn't get punished too much, and actually ends up punishing. But Avic held on to the mega health behind him, so he's still able to get pretty much all of the overstack on the HP.
LG and rail not really hitting out of Avic there, but that second rail does land. And the third, 12 HP left. cYpheR, will he fall for this one? He survived with just about 12 HP, but the double health orbs behind him does get him back up to 62, but he's still susceptible to the rail.
I'm just so surprised that cYpheR is happy to stick around on those angles. It's like mathematically unlikely you're going to hit that third rail in a row. So I'm going to just go with it and hope my dodge works well.
No.
Oh my god, that was perfect. Unfortunately, Avic is unable to get that rail, but he'll still follow up. That is first blood for Avic.
You saw cYpheR the way he was playing that too. Once he did get knocked down, didn't shoot a single rocket. He was solely focused on dodging. And unfortunately for him, Avic did hit the shot, and Avic's still going to maintain the piercing sight, knows exactly where he's going to be, and might be able to catch him in towards Secret.
Just heard the light armor pickup.
He's really banking on this.
The thing is, he's only got one rocket, so what's he going to do with the follow-up? He'll have to go with LG close range, and if there's nail gun, that can still be quite dangerous. Hopefully for him, we'll hear them click.
I was about to say, does he realize it?
It's almost like he was over-patient in that fight, because cYpheR's turned around and managed to get mega health. He's got good armor. Despite that rail landing, cYpheR is in good stead.
What's your thoughts on that? Avic actually ditching away from heavy to potentially punish cYpheR if he went for it, to pick up some rockets and pick up some armor.
I think he had to. He was so weak at that stage. Oh, well, look at that. cYpheR's just going to challenge regardless. Avic was very stubborn with that angle too, hoping to maybe punish a bit more. But we have got the mega health in a second, but the timing just isn't right from Avic. cYpheR strings together a good couple of frags. His control's still decent too. There's going to be heavy in a couple of moments. And he just heard the sound cue down from below, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he heard LG pick up there. Should be able to expect him over towards rockets. So to be fair, we've seen Avic rely on rockets quite a bit so far in the series, but his rail and his LG have really been the two star-studded weapons that he's been using. And not to mention Nailgun now, he's able to just decimate cYpheR. You even see on his face some frustration from how that worked out.
He walked into a lot of it, and Avic forward into the fight as well. Get as much effect as possible. That tri-bolt hurts a lot. Gets a bit more chip damage afterwards.
Missed the double jump there too.
He's got to back away. Actually, the rail almost hits, and that would have been the round for Avic. When cYpheR was playing so well mid-round, well, it's the midway of what we've seen. It'd be harsh to get punished afterwards, but he re-challenges. They've got the mega health in just a moment, but Avic can't afford to take even one nail of damage. Oh my god, he
the
gets
blood pool.
the blood pool saves him a little bit, but he's still so weak. Still hits the rail. What is this, some scary game of chicken going on here?
cYpheR just kept challenging that angle. He kept peeking it, shoulder peeking, jiggle peeking, but av3k was able to get the read in time. But that play from Bloodpool too, to kind of sit back in the pool knowing, hey, if I do get hit by a rail, I can tank maybe another one. And that saved his life.
He got 1 or 2 ticks and it's like, oh my god. Breathtaking from it. Oh, the LG lifts him into the corner. cYpheR is not going to see him possessing that heavy. And he's going to have tri-bolt. He can tri-bolt jump if he wants. He'll probably try to control the position a little bit, make sure there's no pressure from cYpheR. And it's a solid tri-bolt jump as well.
That's so unfortunate. That av3k, for cYpheR, for av3k to able to catch him on that jump towards heavy. And again, that's the update to the LG, right? 6 damage, but the knockback is insane.
At the same time, cYpheR should know that that kind of pressure is possible at the beginning. Good couple of rails from cYpheR, but I feel like we need to see so much more from... Oh, the full tri-bolt damage, but he has got the mega health. av3k's got to back away and dodge an angle. He hits one rail and avoids the other. He's going to have piercing sight. Surely, we got 1 rocket. Rocket return from cYpheR. He does get himself something here in round 2.
Tagged up from behind, being sprayed down with machine gun and the rail landing. av3k, his health is melting away, and cYpheR dodges the last rail to pick up the frag. And he's got the champion lead. Okay, finishes off Kilson 2.0 potentially coming in there for av3k.
It was that spawn would have been calculated before he went through the teleporter, so going through it, I mean, you'd often do that when you're trying to punish someone from control, but that almost went totally the wrong direction. Oh, the LG, we've got a double jump. Rocket hits the ledge, tries to get the follow-up, but av3k still gets him with the machine gun. There's 1 champion left for each of them.
I wonder if that was a read out of av3k, realizing cYpheR used a ton of LG ammo just before in the last frag, and they wasn't able to cross paths with the LG or any ammo pickup since then. And then with the Doom just jumping over the rockets.
Good point, actually. Alright, does need some health urgently. Might try to turtle things for just a few short moments. Did want to go through that hallway, but cYpheR, again, body blocking the exit. And actually chasing full on. The LG's not bad from him. av3k's got to get out of here. He goes across. Kind of janky movement then, which just about lets him to dodge. Oh, another rail. You could tell he was concerned because that is an angle that is well trained by cYpheR.
I almost expected the Berserk to come out of av3k to run away. That rocket trying to cut up av3k's escape. The LG as well is able to knock av3k back so he can keep his distance.
Wow.
Is he going to be able to sneak in for it? No! cYpheR catches him, and cYpheR will take the round.
That was actually a really sick play from cYpheR, cutting off down via lightning gun, assuming that av3k would believe he's going to some health bubbles instead. And again, it's the reads within the reads, and cYpheR was flawless at the end of that round. However, again, it's small victories we're getting from cYpheR. He's not getting the real big numbers on the board, which is the map wins. Let's see if he's got anything to follow up.
It seems like cYpheR was able to keep his composure, considering he lost his first champion right off the bat on the jump to heavy, to kind of not get in your own head and stay focused that I can come back from this. And he was able to play from behind and do just that.
Wow. And again, it always feels like av3k's just getting the better of these long-distance trades. cYpheR is using his piercing sight just defensively, just to make sure he can hold his position clearly. He doesn't really get a lot from it, though, otherwise. He really wanted to get a light armor, but he's able to negotiate a heavy, which I'm kind of surprised about. But good job.
Able to sit on full natural now. And av3k, of course, with that overstack still. The pacing of the game, it's been very back and forth. We've seen a lot of quick rounds with a lot of quick frags off the start. And now we're seeing the opposite of that with both players just slowing things down, trying to come down the stairs with the rockets. These are so hard to hit from this range, but he does get betrayed. I can't express how hard it is to hit those shots with the rocket in that situation too, while you're being LG'd.
Yeah, cYpheR's rockets are absolutely stunning. But now we'll see what av3k can give us. He's got LG, he's got the rail, and now he's going to get the rocket. So quickly off the spawn, able to recuperate the trifecta, as we call it.
In a holy trinity. And again, we'll rely on the rockets here. av3k, he's done some serious work. He's trying to come off towards the teleporter, but I don't think cYpheR actually went through. I think he's actually sticking around that direction. And even like faking a rocket jump to maybe force cYpheR to go through.
cYpheR's going to push onto the mega. He's going to pick it up, but he's taken so much LG. And the rail, he predicts it up the bounce pad. Phenomenal from av3k. And that moment earlier where he was doing the damage in the corner, I love the fact that he didn't re-peek because he knew that was going to be the most obvious double peek from him. The cYpheR could punish him, and he's like, I know I'm going to be able to punish him later, just as long as I make the right play. Up the bounce pad, cYpheR doesn't commit.
It was a great double jump out of cYpheR too. He kind of baited in. Was able to just escape that. Any other champion, he probably would have died from that. I know Avic's able to get position on towards Mega. He's going to look for the pick on towards Heavy. Hits the shot as well. cYpheR gets some LG damage in, but again, Avic going to win out on that trade. Oh, again, what's the accuracy so far? 52% for Avic, 21% for cYpheR.
And you know what? It's things like that can make the difference in a game between two players like this. cYpheR just hasn't been quite as on it with his shots. It feels like almost all the time we're hitting like mid-40s, into the 50% rail accuracies. Just what you want to be seeing from someone going for difficult shots here in these high-pressure duels.
There's a lot of hard angles to hit, too, with rail on this map.
Wow.
Catches him with, I think that was the totem and the rail.
Okay.
The totem and the rail.
And cYpheR's got so little work with now. There's no major items for ages. That is going to be another round going to Avic. His just combat skills. I mean, I wonder if he's going to be able to put himself across the finish line in this series.
Let me ask you a question, Zoot.
It's going to be insane to see what other competitors would be, how they'd be able to deal with this.
So you've been casting Quake a long time. Have you ever seen Avic play to this level before?
I mean, it feels like it's been some time ago. We often see in team modes that he really comes to form and he makes big impact plays, but it's definitely been a long while since he's looked like this in duel.
He's looking honestly amazing, and I really want to see if he does advance through what potentially, like you said, other opponents can do to him. Someone like Rafa, for me, if he can read into the way Avic's playing. Like, I actually talked to him on the desk earlier on, or yesterday. He was saying they wanted to ban Visor against Nemiga to stop Avic.
Whoa.
And that's going to be a great rocket. And it's still into Mega. Can he finish this? No, the second one's not doing enough damage.
He still gets him so low. He didn't even get the Mega health to begin with, and he's still playing chicken with the angle, hoping that cYpheR's going to re-peak. It's very much the type of play that cYpheR makes, but cYpheR, I think, is learning from prior mistakes that there's just no point. Avic is winning the aim fights right now. Another rail shot, it would kill cYpheR, and he eventually, again, he backs away, not going to be too stubborn with it.
Again, superior position. Avic there has the blood pool to play with, not to mention a light here on top of that, and Mega. This is looking all good for this man. He's looking to get his, I want to say almost first semi-final berth of this year.
I think you'd be right. I think you'd be absolutely on point with that. Is there going to be a jump up of sorts? No, actually, cYpheR's so weak. I just realized he's about 25 health, so he's going to back away to the nail gun area.
You can actually you can make that in one jump, one rocket.
I don't know if he was confident to make it, which is crazy because you're putting yourself down to 25 health briefly. But there's a Mega on the other side. He's got plenty of weapons. Rocket rail, and that's going to be one more for Avic. There's the Mega. Control just continues. The story writes itself for Avic.
That totem actually gave Avic so much information too, because cYpheR had just respawned in. He catches him with the piercing side to get another 70 damage now done. He's got the time on Heavy, and Avic most certainly is going to be here in time to pick this one up. And cYpheR, how does he get back into this one? Well, the LG is going to be his first chance, and the LG is good so far, but the stacks are relatively equal.
Yeah, that was a good challenge for cYpheR, but he needs to do something here at the Mega health. Spamming a bit of nail. Can he stop Avic from getting over?
It's like the Matrix there. Two Neos going head-to-head, dodging the bullets, dodging the nails in this case. And the LG again coming out. Avic, smartly enough, backing away. cYpheR is going to have a lot of health bubbles over there to pick up. But so is Avic as he transitions back towards the tribal platform.
Heavy's up, but he's going for the punish with the piercing sight. Doesn't get a lot from it. Does he feel like he can still get to the Heavy? Oh, he gets lifted by cYpheR. Small revenge for him, but there is plenty of work ahead.
I feel like they just really elevate each other's play. Quite literally, as you're seeing here.
Let's see what you did there. I can't believe that Avic actually still went for the angle. He had to know that cYpheR was going to look for it again. He did a lot of damage, so there's a good chance that cYpheR can still be the player in control, but he needs a few more weapons. He pushes through the choke point. Avic does so much damage. 3 rockets. It's just one more frag, and Avic is through to the semifinals.
Oh no, cYpheR, he might get caught on the respawn. The rocket's gonna land. I don't think Avic has the rail, so he can't go for the punish off the back of that. But cYpheR will live for now, but you can see Avic, he smells blood in the water. He smells that semifinal. And cYpheR has to figure out, with a minute and a half left, how he can get a champion frag, and more importantly, how can he restack here?
he looks kind of broken, to be honest. There's got to be some last doors coming. There's still possibilities. We've seen cYpheR come back from these situations time and time again, but he's leaving himself vulnerable. There was a rail angle for a second. av3k won't quite be able to pick him off. cYpheR looking for a miracle. He does still re-challenge, does a little bit of damage. Rockets won't connect following that. Heavy is up. And av3k, I mean, he was already looking good. He's looking even better now.
1 minute left to go. 5 rockets here for cYpheR. Luckily does have a light armor respawn back in. I wonder if av3k's gonna start to look to play the time here. 45 seconds and counting. Mega's gonna be up in 5 seconds. No rail for cYpheR, so he can't really go for some long range challenge and for some exit damage. Down to 60 HP, but again, av3k's gonna have the Mega. He's gonna go for the tri-bone, and the tri-bone will be enough. And av3k will be your first semi-finalist from the lower side of the bracket.
And you can see that he just expects those double peaks from cYpheR. That's like a signature move from him. And av3k, the amount of experience he has playing versus cYpheR, I think that showed it. But there's so much respect between these two guys.
I mean, if you're gonna get knocked out of the tournament, what better way than by one of your teammates?
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And I know that cYpheR thinks incredibly highly of av3k as a player, obviously. And the shape that he's been giving us at Dreamhack. I definitely saw av3k eking in the victory somehow. Not quite in that fashion, though. That was very impressive.
Remember, Twitch chat, I think it was like 52-48 or relatively close to that in favor of av3k, but just slightly. But we saw there, slightly was not even close to how that series did turn out. Really well to see, but I'm really excited to see if av3k, no matter who he plays next, Cooler or Claws, is going to be a great semifinal.
100%. Well, guys, to break that one down a little further, we're going to hand it back over to the cYpheR and the guys. Cheers.
I'm not breaking down. I think cYpheR might be breaking down just a little bit, but what a fantastic series. It's been a great year for av3k so far, and it's not over yet.
Yeah, I think av3k just continued the play we saw from him yesterday and on day one. I mean, he's just been great. You know, it really just comes back to what he said. He was focusing on twos, which, you know, as a good team player, that's what you want to do. You want to focus on the team event, but he said for duel, I mentioned earlier, he just take a fundamental approach, let the game kind of come to him, and you can see his combat skills, his mechanics. He was hitting some just insane rails, the lightning gun, made some intelligent pushes. cYpheR came back, you know, tried to come back as good as he could, but I think av3k was just the stronger player today, and it was too much for cYpheR to handle.
Yeah, I think av3k just kept on the pressure pretty much all the time from start to finish. Very dominant display. His aggression was on point and was there, more importantly, when it needed to be. So he really got to finish off a lot of the frags, didn't let cYpheR get away, and then his rail, his LG, absolutely sublime.
And something else to point out, as we mentioned, they're very close friends, teammates, very familiar with the style. To kind of give a shout out to what Zoot said during the match at the end there, very familiar with cYpheR's double peak strategies and stuff, and it worked out for him getting that last frag.
And it could be very dangerous even playing against somebody who's, you know, not only your teammate, but also somebody who you have a lot of experience against, because all those little moments of won't he go through the teleporter, will he double peak, will he triple peak, will he fake the double peak, it's really easy to kind of get wrapped up in that, and you get to the point where nobody really knows exactly how you're going to be able to play out these situations. And we saw a lot of moments like this where, yeah, you look for that last shot and you just kind of know, all right, he's coming for it.
Yeah, those are clutch moments. I mean, you could see both their stacks were relatively equal, but he did the little fall away rail there, and we're going to see another one here. Look at this. Oh,
Yeah,
Where is it?
There we go.
There it is.
And there were a lot of moments like, you really just want to get the frag done. Somebody's going to die here. Nobody's walking away, but we got av3k walking away from that match. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. A little bit tired after first 2 days because it was really exhausting to play first day, like 2v2 and 1v1. But I still managed to play like decent game. Like I kept my mind under control. I didn't like play too aggressive. Because as everyone knows, like my biggest mistake in Quake Champions in Duel is like I really like aggression. I really like aggressive style, but I was getting punished like a lot of times because of that. So I kept everything under control, and it looks good.
Can you talk to us a little bit? I know it's a little bit of a bittersweet victory because you know you're knocking out your colleague and good friend. Talk to us a little bit about familiarity with styles, right? Because you know cYpheR very well, and he knows you. It seemed like the duel was very flowed back and forth very well because of that. Did that help you a little bit, being familiar with him, kind of knowing what he wants to do?
I think there is a lot of clashes of styles. It was used to be like this in previous Quakes. And if you will check results, it's like I'm usually winning against cYpheR on Lance. And it's like, I think, much more than 50% of the games. So I think he had harder time than me than he would have with one of the other guys from quarterfinals, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, styles definitely make fights, as they say.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And Avik, this is shaping up to be really your breakout big LAN tournament for Quake Champions. Is there anything about the current meta, about the current balance that is proving so good for you? What is it that makes you come out on the stage this strong now?
To be honest, I think I played even better on QuakeCon this summer. Like when we played 2v2 with Kilsen, I had really great games and I was hitting really good. So I think I stayed basically the same shape. The difference is like here we have like serious duel tournament, which I was like, well, I don't practice duels at all, but like I was preparing for 2v2, so I would just treat it like good like warm up before 2v2, and I will try my best. I'm not gonna like give it for free. And luckily I managed to win against like Razy and Toxic, and I get to the top 8. And now to top 4.
I did see your tweet after your win against Razy. It seemed like that was a really big win for you. Like, you know, he'd gotten you a couple times recently. You're like, you're like, finally, I got him, you know?
It would be great what you say, cYpheR, but it was cYpheR who tweeted this. I didn't tweet anything after
cYpheR.
Razy.
Okay, sorry. Thank
Nice
you.
try.
Sorry. Yeah. See, my memory. That's why I don't play anymore. I can't even time items.
Getting older.
And of course, we're looking forward to the next quarterfinal, the last quarterfinal. Do you want to comment on maybe what's going to happen between Cooler and Claus?
It's too difficult to predict. It's like such
we're
a
going to get
gamble.
no help then. Damn.
It depends how Claus gonna play. If he's gonna play fast and he's gonna hit everything, Cooler might have a hard time. But at the same time, if Cooler gonna catch him off guard and he's gonna be aware where he is and what he's gonna do, then in duel even good aim is not gonna help you, to be honest.
Well,
Like,
it's
aim
going to
doesn't
be
matter. Like aimers don't win tournaments lately.
lately. Well, we're going to have to see
like
if that
that comment.
holds up at all. It is going to be Cooler. It is going to be Claus for the final quarterfinal coming up. Avik, congratulations. But we're going to be catching everybody on the flip side for the next match. We'll catch you in just a moment.
You won't even see me coming.
The bigger the guns, the bigger the boom.